So today I'm behind the wheel of the 2021 Toyota Prius XLE hybrid, and I'm going to take some time to showcase the interior of this thing. So starting like I normally do, from left to right, you got your normal window switches, you got your door locks, you've got your rear mirror adjust knob right here. Up top right here, you've got your door latch. To the right of that, you've got the up and down dim level button for the gauge cluster. You've got a parallel parking button, which will help you parallel park. You got traction control off. You've got a heads up display button, as well as the auto light button. And there is a fuel tank latch button hidden below as well. Moving up to that gauge cluster, you will quickly realize that it is not located where a normal gauge cluster is. It's actually higher up top center. So it features two little small digital screens. So first one is kind of more of your screen to showcase your miles per hour and things of that nature, but the second screen is more customizable between about 6 different pages. So I'm going to cycle through those pages right now. So the first page is an information page, which can be switched. Let me start at the top with the energy monitor. So what this screen will basically do is kind of show you where the power is coming from with a series of arrows. It requires you to be driving. So if you can imagine, if you were in a more economical driving situation, power would be coming from your battery in the back. And then if it was charging, the arrows would go to the rear to the battery. Going down, it's the system indicator showcasing the different levels of the eco driving experience. So you have eco start, eco cruise, and eco stop. Also showcasing your score at the top. Let me show that again. So right now the score is 81 out of 100. Your fuel consumption record for the current driving. Drive monitor showcases how long we've been driving, average speed, and the EV driving ratio. Eco savings for trip A and trip B. It does not have fuel cost in. You have to kind of put that in. Our eco screen. The all-wheel drive screen. This is in a lot of Toyota vehicles, so they're kind of grayed out, but there's a series of about 5 bar lines for each wheel, and it showcases what how much power is going to those different wheels. And back to the top. So you have time. You've got the climate control that can be displayed up top. Cycling between the different screens. Some more setting screens. Message screen. And settings that can be adjusted. So like heads up display settings. Blind spot monitoring, things of that nature. And a bunch of collision sensitivity settings as well. I normally leave it, so there's a good example of the arrows showing where that's charging the vehicle. But I normally leave it on this screen right here. Over to the right, you can kind of see the different gear selection, which I'll showcase on the knob below, and to show you what gear you're in, and system being ready, as well as the clock. Moving down from that, you've got the climate showcasing Prius branding. And then you have your navigation display. So this is the home screen, which showcases your media you're listening to, phone if you're connected, as well as kind of a miles per gallon screen. So you can go between the different options. You can also quickly go to a certain option based on these buttons on the side. So if you were to go to the menu screen, you can see audio, phone, different apps. You can project your phone, setup, and info, showcasing your eco levels, I suppose, like this. As well as a map screen. I'm just not going to click that so you can see where I am. Over on the right, you've got your seek, your track, phone, and the apps, like quickly get in. Volume knob down low, tuner knob over on the right. Below that, you've got all of the different options for your climate. You got an eco heat cool button as well. Further down, you've got a park button, over here you've got a knob, which is your basically gear selector. You got your normal reverse, neutral, drive, and B. So what B is, it stands for like the engine braking of the vehicle. Manual, if you've ever driven a manual car, you will know it's kind of like if you were in a lower gear and kind of coasting down a hill, that engine braking is going to charge the battery. So I recommend, if you're ever in if you live in an area with a lot of hills, maybe a more mountainous area, put it in B. And when you're cruising down some of those hills, it's kind of going to feel like you're in a lower gear, and also going to give you some free energy charging the battery. Now over to the right, you've got your drive mode button, which pushing that can switch between 3 different modes. So eco, normal, and the power mode. There's also an EV mode button. Now this will only work if you are below 25 miles per hour. If you push it and you're above that, it will display a message saying that you cannot, the EV system will not engage. Or if you're in the EV mode and you go over that threshold, it'll kind of kick you back into not EV mode. It's just some more if you're cruising around a neighborhood and you just want to use all the electricity that you've earned from your driving, you can push that and you will use it. Tucked below that, you've got a phone charging pad, which, like I love in most Toyotas, you can turn it on or turn it off. Which, if you turn it off, you can then use it as whatever. You can put keys, do whatever you want there. I mean, it says not to, but if it's off, you can pretty much throw anything. Sunglasses, I do not recommend you do that if you have it on. You've got the heated seat buttons for both the driver and the passenger. It's basically a low and a high button. You got 2 cup holders. You've got USB port hidden behind the cup holder, as well as a 12 volt, what I call old smoker's port right there. You've got a nice little cubby hole that opens sideways. Features a nice little top rack as well. Give you a look at the passenger side. So you've got a glove box. That's how the door looks. Seating for the rear as well. As you can see, the rear hatch kind of features glass on the bottom as well, so it's kind of fully able to see out the back. Does not feature a sunroof. Features some buttons though, and a nice little sunglass spot right here. That is pretty much the interior of the 2021 Toyota Prius XLE Hybrid. If there's some feature that you think I skipped out on, or you want some extra detail, ask me in the comments below and I would love to find the answer for you. Thanks for watching.